Hello viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today in this video we will talk about the programming language processor and its type. So we will know about the role of processor in any programming language. So let's start with PPT. First slide is about programming language processor. What is language processor? A language processor is a software program designed or used to perform tasks such as processing program code to machine code. So language processor are found in languages such as Fortran and COBOL. We can say the language processor can be a spatial translator that is used to convert high level language into low level language. It can be a machine language. So that's why we are saying machine code that can be converted as a object code, or it can be object program. So when we talk about software language levels, so these are the three levels. First is machine code, we can say machine language, it's a binary language. Second is assembly language, and third high level language. Machine code could probably be considered the lowest level programming language. Second, assembly language is at the level of telling the processor what to do. There is a still conversion step towards machine code. And third is high level language including C. So C is a step up from assembler because we get to specify what we want to do in a slightly more abstract terms, but we are still fairly close to the metal. So these are the actual three levels of software language. Next is programming language processor. Programming language processor is of three types. First is compiler, second interpreter, and third is assembler. So assembly language is a machine independent yet mnemonics that are being used to represent instructions in it are not directly understandable by machine, and high level language is a machine independent. A computer understands instructions in machine code that is in the form of 0 and 1. It is a tedious task to write a computer program directly in machine code. The programs are written mostly in high level language like Java, C++, Python, etc. All are called source code. These source code cannot be executed directly by the computer and must be converted into machine language to be executed. Hence, a spatial translator system software is used to translate the program written in high level language into machine code, that is language processor, and the program after translated into machine code that will be considered as an object program, or it could be object code. So next heading is about translator. What is translator? Translator is a program language that processor that converts a computer program from one language to another language. It takes a program written in source code and it converts it into machine code. It discovers and identifies the error during translation. So translators include three segments also, that is compiler, interpreter, and assembler. These are the three types of translator. We can say these are the actual language processor, and another one is we can say about that these are the translator. So what is the purpose of translator? Actually, it translates high level language program into machine level program that the central processing unit, that is CPU, can understand, and it also detects error in the program. So sometimes translator has to find some errors during the execution or in any program. So first heading is, actually we are focusing compiler, interpreter, and assembler, and we are comparing these three translators and these three processors. So what is compiler? A compiler is a translator used to convert high program language to low level programming language. Actually, it converts the whole program in one session and reports error detected after the conversion. Compiler takes time to do its work as it translates high level code to low level code all at once and then save it to the memory. On the other end, a compiler is just a processor dependent and platform dependent. We are saying platform dependent, not independent, but it has been addressed by a spatial compiler, a cross compiler and a source to source compiler. Before choosing a compiler, user has to identify first the instruction set architecture, that is known as ISA, the operating system and the programming language that will be used to ensure that it will be compatible. So compiler includes like C, C++, Java and other things, and usually compiler take a large amount of time to analyze the source code. So these are the steps during the compilation. So we have 6 steps. First, it will be applied as we will create a edit or create source. After that, we just compile the code. Then third, the object code will be generated through execution part, because we are editing our program, then we just compile it. So linking process will be automatically generated. After that, executable part must be there. So we'll have to execute our program. And further, second last step, we are talking about the errors, and if is there any kind of error will be found, then it will be directly jump to the first step. So these are the actual 6 steps we just during the compilation. This is our first example of compiler. We are just taking any example. So these are the compilation process. Actually programmers write program in a form called source code. So source code must go through multiple steps before it becomes an executable program, and the first step is to pass the source code through a compiler, which translates the high level language instructions into object code, and the linker combines modules and gives real values to all symbolic addresses, thereby producing machine code. So actually the compilation process tells about the entire process of compilation. So basically we have a program that is called source code, which must be undergo and the process of compilation to produce an output with the help of the executable program. So each level must be compiled and each level must be executed. So this is the compilation process. The compilation process is a sequence of various phases. Each phase takes input from its previous stage and has its own representation of source program and feeds it in output to the next phase of the compiler. So let us understand the phase of a compiler. So these are the actual phase. First, if we talk about lexical analysis, the first phase of scanner work as a text scanner. This phase scans the source code as a stream of character and converts it into meaningful lexemes. Lexical analyzer actually represent these lexemes in the form of token, as like we are talking about token hyphen name comma attribute hyphen value. So these are the lexical analysis. And the second is syntax analyzer. The next phase is called as a syntax analysis or parsing. It takes the token produced by lexical analysis as input and generates a parse tree, or it can be a syntax tree. In this phase, token arrangement are checked again the source code grammar. That is, parser checks if the expression made by the token it is correctly automatically. Third is semantic analysis, or it can be a semantic analyzer. Semantic analysis checks whether the parse tree constructed follow the rules of language. For example, assignment of values is between compatible data types and adding string to an integer. Also, the semantic analyzer keeps tracks of identifier, their types and expression, whether identifiers are declared before use or not, that is etc. And the semantic analyzer basically produce an annotated syntax tree as an output. Next phase is about intermediate code generator. After semantic analysis, the compiler generates an intermediate code of the source code for the target machine. It represents a program for some abstract machine. It is in between the high level language and the machine language. This intermediate code should be generated in such a way that it makes it easier to be translated into the target machine code. Next phase is about code optimization. The code optimization does of the intermediate code. That is, the next phase does code optimization of the intermediate code, and optimization can be assumed as something that remove unnecessary code lines and arrange the sequence of statement in order to speed up the program execution without wasting resources. Like we can take CPU and memories. These are the other resources. And what about code generation? And we mentioned this term as a target code generation. In this phase, the code generator takes the optimized representation of the intermediate code and map it to the target machine language. The code generator translates the intermediate code into a sequence of generally relocatable machine code. Sequence of instructions of machine code, it performs the task as the intermediate code would do. So these are the actual process. Apart from this symbol of table, it is a data structure maintained throughout all the phases of a compiler. All the identifiers name along with their types and stored here. So the symbols table makes it easier for the compiler to quickly search the identifier, record and retrieve it. The symbol table is also used for scope management. So these are the actual process, and error handling will handle all the steps, all the process of our compilation. So in the end, we found the assembly code. So this is the actual representation of compilation process. So we are just talking about link object module together. We just combine all the object together from the executable form. We take multiple objects at that time, and we perform these three steps, like linker resolve reference to other object modules. Second, it handles calls to external libraries, and last, it creates an executable file. So with the help of linker, we found the executable file that is known as exe file. So compilation advantage, what are the basic compilation advantages? This is very faster, it has faster execution. Second, single file will be executed. Compiler can do better diagnosis of syntax and semantic errors. It has more information than an interpreter. It is faster than the interpreter, and compiler can optimize some code. So two disadvantages are, it is harder to debugging, and it takes longer to change source code, recompiling and relinking them. So what about interpreter? Interpreter, actually it is a medium through which unrecognized information is changed into a form that can be recognized. It just like a compiler, interpreter, it is a translator used to convert high level language into low level language. It converts the program one at a time and reports error detected at once. While doing the conversion with this, it is easier to detect errors than in a compiler. An interpreter is faster than a compiler as it intermediately executes the code upon reading the code. It is often used as a debugging tool for software development, as it can execute a single line of code at a time. So interpreter is also more portable than a compiler, as it is not processor dependent. You can work between hardware architectures. So these are the actual description. Interpreter usually takes less amount of time to analyze the source code, so it has less execution time. So interpreter, actually no intermediate code is generated, and the programming language including JavaScript, Python, Ruby's are the example of interpreter. Interpreter, just have a look about interpretations, like we have no linking, no object generation, and last source statement executed, that is line by line. What are the basic steps behind the interpretations? First step will be about read a source line, that it can be parsed line by line, and allocate the space for a particular variable and execute them, all the execution of the variables. And if the execution not will be done, then it directly goes to the step 1. And last step is about, that is similar instruction cycle. So interpretation is all about these 4 steps. So why we should learn about interpreters? Actually it makes your life very easier. And first is amount of work, second is amount of programming, and third is adaptability to new situation. What is the meaning of amount of work? Actually if a problem occurs often enough, we might want to express instances of the problem as a simple language. For example, string matching, that is known as regular expression, can be done. So that is known as amount of work. And if we talk about adaptability of new situation, so new situation can be arises between them. And amount of programming, the interpreter patterns use a simple class to represent each grammar rule. First, some more definitions can be possible. So interpreter advantages are easier to debugging and faster development time, better than compiler. Interpreter disadvantages, it is slower execution time, there is no optimization in this, need all the source code available, and last, that is source code larger than executable for large system, so it's not possible for large system. So our third heading is assembler. What is assembler? Actually assembler generates some machine languages, and we can say assembler, actually it is used to translate the program written in assembly language into machine code. It can be machine code. The source program is a input of assembler that contains assembly language instructions. The output generated by assembler is the object code or machine code that is understandable by the computer. So this is the process of assembler. First we are generating a source program, we have some symbols. After applying or after running the assemblers, we found some object code, we are getting some object code from this side, and this is the actual process of assembler. We have to know about the assembly code and what is assembler. So this is the actual process where a computer understands the machine code, that is the form of 0 and 1. People actually they are focusing and they are writing some assembly language, so that is known as assembly code. So these are the additional function of assembler. We are just generating an image of what memory must look like for program to be executed, and interpreter assemblers, the directives can be the including in the procedure instructions. They provide some instruction to the assembler and they do not translate into machine code, and they might be affected with the object code. So these are the basic assembler directives: start, end, byte, word, and etc. And there are many directives including assemblers. So what we have conclusion is many different ways of developing system. We have different way to develop our systems, and there is always a trade-off between system development time, testing, debugging, performance, and support. So these are the actual parameters where we are focusing. The development time should be upgraded, testing process, debugging is also there, and performance and support we have to consider always it. So these are the concept of compiler, interpreter and assembler. If you like my video, you can share it, and you can post a comment in comment section box. And so thanks for watching.